Hi, I'm going to show you today how to brayer. I brayer a little bit different than what you might see in the Stampin' Up! Videos. They brayer in layers, and I brayer all my colors at one time using the classic ink refills. So this is the card I'm going to show you. First, you start with a 2.5 or 3.5 by 2 3/4 piece of glossy cardstock, and I put a little bit of dado on the back to hold it in place when I lay it down so it won't move under the brayer. Next, you want to take a post-it note and use a post-it note. Don't use the dado on the glossy cardstock because the adhesive will stick and then your ink won't stick to it. So for the sand, I'm just going to kind of tear it. And we're also going to put a sun in there. And I am just using the 1 3/4 circle punch and just making, cutting up or punching halfway up the stamp. Then you can put a little bit of dado on the front, which is where you're going to stick it. You're going to stick it behind your sand so it's not actually sticking to the cardstock. And then I've already got a piece here that I'm going to use. And then you just want to place it wherever you want it on your glossy cardstock. Stick. Next, I am going to take a plastic tray, or you could use your Stampin' Majig plastic, or probably even wax paper to put your ink refills on. And you just want to put a line of each color on there. This one is first color is Daffodil Delight. Second one I'm using is Pumpkin Pie, and you want to put them fairly close together. Then Tangerine Tango, and the last one is Poppy Parade. Then you're going to ink up your brayer, and you just want to start rolling them in the ink and then kind of mush the ink together. So roll your brayer back and forth, and then once it is inked, I'll turn this sideways and start with the yellow at the bottom. You can start your brayering. Just simply flip it over the first time, just kind of blending together. That was really easy. Now you can take off your post-it note. Maybe. And the top half of your sticky note, you just want to lay over to kind of match your sun. Now I'm going to show you layered brayering. Since it's just 2 colors, it's pretty easy. I'm using my lightest color first, which is Sahara Sand. And just roll it over there. And then I will use a baby wipe off. Oops. And since the chocolate chip is going at the very bottom, I'm only going to ink the edge of the brayer. And then just kind of pull it across the bottom and blend it in. And there's your sand. And I don't like to layer brayer because I feel like when it all blends together too much. You don't get the defined colors. Now for the sun, I am going to take a sponge dauber and my Daffodil Delight ink, and I'm just going to kind of color in the sun. And you don't have to be perfect with it either. So now I have a sunset and some sand. So after that's done, I'm going to stamp my palm tree on there. Nothing is within reach. And I've already stamped my palm tree on the Stampin' so I can place it exactly where I want it. That's my tree. On there and try not to roll it. Perfect. Next, I am going to glue it to the black cardstock, and the black cardstock is 4 by 3 1/4 inches. And I've already torn the edges, but I'm going to kind of smooth them out a little bit by using this cutting tool. Kind of just gives it a more worn look. A little bit of snail on the back. And then I'm going to take my card base, which is crumb cake. And it's just the basic 5.5 by 4 1/4 card. And I've already cut my second layer, which is crumb cake, and I used the square lattice embossing folder, and the size is 4 3/4 by 3.5 inches. And then I already put my Stampin' Dimensionals on there. Just kind of put it in the middle. And then finally our sentiment, our greeting. I just used the Teeny Tiny Wishes stamp set, and I used the Happy Retirement, and I'm going to put a Pumpkin Pie Brad in there, so just put my hole in there, put my Brad in there, just to give it a little extra something. And then I am going to punch the end with the photo corner punch. And I've already got my Stampin' Dimensional on there. And then just stick it on there. And that's it. That's how I brayer. Thanks.